was just going through some names. You've got a lot of media players like an ENIL, Balaji, Den Networks. You've got a couple of pharma companies, lots of NBFCs participating. Can you first tell us, any one or two very clear takeaways that might have come in, sectorally speaking, from some of the mid-cap names?
Yeah, so the mid-cap conference obviously had a very great interest, from the clients. And the two clear indications that we could get from the meetings were that, the earnings expectation going into FY18, there seems to be a lot of optimism, across the board from both the client side as well as from the corporates. And it's giving a sense that earnings might be at an inflection point. We clearly see certain pockets which are expected to do very well going into FY18. And, the space that seems to be on that front is the logistics. And also, the media companies sounded positive. So yeah, overall, the mood was positive. There was also a lot of discussion around recent government initiatives and how the things on ground been shaping up. So, that was the whole mood in the conference.
Specifically on NBFCs, Abhisar, what is the sense that you have now at Centrum? Because, again, there have been several participants, including the likes of a GIC Housing Finance, for that matter, in the conference. What are some of these NBFCs and, in particular, housing finance companies telling you with respect to numbers and earnings?
Yeah, so there is, again, optimism from those set of companies. And obviously, the environment from an interest rate point of view has turned pretty conducive. The government initiatives on affordable housing has been there for all to see. So all these companies have dwelled on these issues in detail. Their numbers have already started picking up, and there is a lot of expectation going into FY18-19. Also, and this time there is sense that, the interest rate cycle as well as the demand cycle led by government policies could be more sustainable and prolonged in nature. So from that side, there was obviously positive takeaways from both GIC as well as we had Satin Credit Care in the microfinance space, which was participating. Yes.
Okay. Abhisar, what's the overall view on the market as a whole, looking at all-time highs and this sort of resurgence of mid-caps? They're fighting back to get to the highest point of the mid-cap index as well.
Right. So, on the mid-cap space, I would say that, there was a sense of a mixed bag kind of a feeling. While, the investors were pretty enthused about the growth opportunities in the mid-cap space, but there was an equal uneasiness about the valuations. As you just mentioned that it's, it's all-time peak. So that was clearly the thing. Now, at this point of time, we have been telling our investors to, focus on not just on growth, but on certain qualitative aspects like corporate governance and quality of earnings, focusing on cash flow management, and also the business model with a strong competitive positioning. So we believe that there are a lot of companies which are falling into this bracket. In our conference, we showcased, many of these, and few of our topics include Tata Metallics from the metal space, Deccan Cements from the cement space, and Satin from the microfinance space, and Karnataka Bank from the banking space. So we have names across other sectors also, but the sense, as I said, on the mid-caps was a mixed bag.
Finally, Abhisar, what are you telling people to do with Pharma, the likes of Cipla or Aurobindo? These stocks are off a good 15-20% from their one-year lows. Is this bounce going to continue? Should one be selling out and getting out in this bounce? What's your advice?
Yeah, so there has been some bounce back from the recent extreme lows. And before that, there was a lot of one-way sell-off. So our view on Pharma is that there would be some more pain for the next couple of quarters, at least from the regulation point of view. Whether the earnings, will continue to still get downgraded, the jury is still out on that. As on a whole, we remain positive on the Pharma space. We do like Aurobindo, and we have a buy rating on them. So it's not a, complete avoid on Pharma from our side.